In the depths of genetic experiments gone awry, a new sapient species emerged. Born from accidental science and shaped by adversity, the Ratman Clans grew to be survivors. They are a testament to unintended consequences leading to a new form of life. But how do these once mere test subjects become influential players in the Sirius Sector? Greetings, commanders and historians, and welcome to One Page More, where we will dive into the most intriguing corners of the fictional universe of OnePageRules GrimDark future. Today, we explore the Ratman Clans, a unique and compelling faction born from the chaotic fringes of genetic experimentation. Thanks to your votes and lively discussion on our latest community poll... Oh. No, it hasn't really been that long, has it? What have I been doing all this time? Well, hope you all enjoy your long overdue video about the Ratman Clans. Their story is more than survival. It's about overcoming the nature of their creation and becoming something more. From their harrowing origins in the laboratories of the Conduit's followers to the rise as a formidable force among the stars, the Ratman Clans represent resilience and ingenuity at its finest. Today, we'll uncover their journey from lab experiments to new players in the sector's narrative. In the shadowy corridors of the Conduit's research facilities, a series of genetic experiments aimed at adapting the Battle Brothers to the Radiants inadvertently gave rise to a new species. Initially, these experiments involved rodents, simple creatures that stowed away among the human ships from the chase to recapture the Founder's flagship. The scientists, under pressure to deliver enhancements for the Battle Brothers' gene modifications, reused the same test subjects repeatedly, exposing them to a plethora of genetic alterations and environmental stresses. As the experiments progressed, these rodents began exhibiting extraordinary changes. Not only did they develop an increased size and strength, but also faster reaction times, and most strikingly, signs of advanced cognitive abilities. Tool creation, complex communication, and collaborative strategies were now manifesting in these original test subjects, yet these remarkable cognitive developments were initially overlooked and even dismissed by the higher-ups, focused solely on their own dire goals. This continuous cycle of experimentation eventually led to the emergence of sapience among the rats. They evolved quickly, adapting both physically and mentally to the harsh conditions imposed by their human creators. It wasn't long before these creatures, now recognized as Ratmen, began to understand their plight and their own existence. This newfound awareness was a double-edged sword. It sparked a sense of identity among the rodents, but also marked the beginning of their struggles. As word of their sapience spread among the scientists, disgust and concern among their creators led to harsh measures to contain what was now viewed as a dangerous mistake. The lab that once served as cradles of scientific curiosity became prisons. Surveillance tightened and security measures intensified, aiming to prevent any potential uprising or escape. But with intelligence came ingenuity, and the Ratmen began to plot their escape from the very confines that once nurtured their existence. The turning point came when the Ratmen, driven by a desperate desire for freedom, orchestrated a breakout. Utilizing their newly developed skills and the very tools designed to control them, they executed a daring escape from the high-security laboratories. This breakout was not without sacrifice. Many lost their lives in the process, a testament to their resolve to be free or die trying. In the chaotic aftermath of their escape, the Ratmen were able to hide away in small colonies outside their former prison. Here, away from the scrutinizing eyes of their creators, they began to thrive in secrecy, building rudimentary societies that emphasized stealth and survival. These colonies served as the foundational bedrock for what would eventually become organized Ratman clans, making their transition from lab rats to a clandestine community poised for a greater purpose outside their accidental creation. With their newfound freedom, but still under the threat of discovery, the Ratman clans realized that their survival on their original planet was unattainable. They turned their collective intelligence towards a daring plan: to build a fleet and seek a haven among the stars. This phase of their existence was marked by a mix of stealth operations and bold, often desperate acts of piracy. Scavenging from lesser defended outposts, raiding supply ships, and utilizing the scraps of technology discarded by their former captors. With each piece of scrap metal, every stolen circuit board, the Ratman clans quickly adapted, learning to operate and even improve upon these stolen technologies. Over time, they began to assemble a small fleet of ships. The fleet they built was thankfully functional, in spite of their chaotic mosaic design. The accumulation of their effort led to a momentous event, the Great Escape. Coordinating secretly across their nascent society, the Ratmen launched a synchronized assault on the laboratories where they were once held. Their goal was twofold: to liberate any remaining test subjects and to acquire the last resources needed for their exodus. The raid was fraught with dangers and steeped in sacrifice. The laboratories were fortresses, but the Ratmen's desperation and their intimate knowledge of the inner working of the laboratories saw them through. They emerged not only with the critical supplies, but also with many of their brethren who had been left behind. It was a bitter victory, marked by significant losses, but it solidified the Ratmen's resolve to never be caged again. After their escape, the Ratmen's fleet ventured into the unknown, eventually discovering a system precariously located on the very edge of the zone. Here they found worlds that were unclaimed and unwelcoming. These new homes were harsh, but the Ratmen were harsher. They used their engineered resilience to thrive in environments that would have been lethal to other species. Over time, they transformed these barren worlds into bustling hubs of Ratman activity, building societies that valued freedom, family, and community. Their settlements became symbols of their liberation, places where the Ratmen could contribute to their collective survival and prosperity. As the Ratman clans settled into their new homes, their exploratory instincts drove them to discover and utilize one of the most critical assets in space navigation: abandoned jump gates. These gates, remnants of earlier, perhaps more prosperous times, lay dormant and largely ignored by more technologically advanced or risk-averse species. The Ratmen, no strangers to making the most of what others discarded, began the arduous process of studying these gates. Their efforts were initially perilous. Many of their gates were unstable, their mechanism degraded, or their destinations unknown. Through trial and error and no small amount of ingenuity, the Ratmen developed techniques to navigate these risky pathways. They turned what was once a dangerous gamble into a reliable network of routes, significantly expanding their ability to traverse vast distances relatively safely. This capability not only increased their reach across the sector, but also turned the Ratmen into adept smugglers and spies, roles they embraced wholly. This newfound mastery of jump gate technology became a cornerstone of Ratman society, symbolizing their journey from the depths of oppression to the height of spatial engineering. It also served as a critical tactical advantage, allowing them to move quickly and unpredictably, evading those who may seek to control or eradicate them. As the Ratman clans settled into their new homes, they began to organize themselves into family-run clans. These clans were not bound by rigid hierarchies, but were instead guided by a familial bond and consensus in decision-making. Each clan traced its lineage back to a common ancestor, known affectionately as the Great Mothers, who were revered for their role in founding each respective clan. The structure of these clans reflected the Ratman's emphasis on individual freedom and the collective welfare. Decisions were made in gathering where every voice could be heard, and leadership was based on wisdom and experience rather than force or inheritance. The system allowed for flexibility and rapid adaptation, essential traits for a people constantly navigating the uncertainties of space and the threats of a hostile galaxy. Solidarity and mutual aid became core values of the Ratman clans, shaped by their shared history of oppression and struggle. Having known the pain of captivity and the sweet taste of liberty, the Ratmen developed a strong communal ethos geared towards supporting the oppressed and resisting authoritarian control. Their societal norms emphasized the importance of family and community, creating a network of support that extended beyond biological ties to include anyone who shared their struggle. This network was not just a social construct, but a vital aspect of their survival strategy, enhancing their ability to respond to external threats and internal challenges alike. On the battlefield, the Ratman clans favored guerrilla tactics, leveraging their nimbleness and intimate knowledge of their environment. Their military strategies were characterized by quick, decisive actions aimed at disorienting and overwhelming much larger foes. These tactics were born from necessity but honed through experience, reflecting their deep understanding by asymmetrical warfare. The Ratmen's approach to conflict was also informed by their values. They strove to minimize casualties and avoided unnecessary destruction, preferring to outmaneuver and incapacitate rather than destroy. Their engagements were often rescue missions, sabotage operations, or strategic retreats, always with a clear focus on preserving life and furthering their ideals of freedom and autonomy. The Ratman clans' interactions with other factions has been shaped significantly by their origin and their ethos. As they adventured on, beyond their secluded systems, they encountered numerous other factions, each with its own agendas and perceptions of the Ratman. Some factions have come to appreciate the Ratman's skill in navigation and covert operations, relying on them for smuggling or espionage tasks that others would deem too risky. However, the reputation as liberators and disruptors has also garnered them foes. Certain powerful factions, particularly those with authoritarian leanings, view the Ratman's action as threats to their control. These factions actively seek to undermine or destroy the Ratman, labeling them as vermin and insurgents. The Ratman's response has been to further hone their skills in stealth and subterfuge, navigating the delicate balance between open conflict and covert operations. Central to the Ratman clan's identity is the role as liberator, a direct reflection of their own history as subjects of oppression. This mission has led them to undertake operations aimed at freeing individuals or groups from unjust imprisonment or servitude. Their actions are not only tactical but deeply ideological, embodying their commitment to fighting what they once endured. This role as liberators has fostered a network of allies among those they have aided, including other oppressed groups and sympathetic factions. It has also created a unique niche for the Ratmen in the galactic ecosystem as champions of the downtrodden, often putting them at odds with the more dominant powers but bolstering their reputation among the marginalized. Despite their successes, the Ratman clans face continuous challenges. Their adaptability and resilience are constantly tested by new threats and changing dynamics in the Sirius Sector. They must navigate not only physical battles, but also the intricate politics of a fragmented sector. Their ability to utilize unstable jump gates and secret routes gives them a tactical edge, but it also exposes them to constant danger. The Ratman's commitment to their values and their clan-based societal structure provide them a strong foundation, yet it also requires them to be ever vigilant and adaptable to sustain their communities in the face of external pressures. This story is not just one of survival, but of thriving in the face of adversity and turning their past as victims into a powerful force for liberation and justice. As they continue to navigate the complexities of interstellar politics and conflicts, the Ratman clans continue to carve out a legacy that is both inspiring and instructive, a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who refuse to be defined by their origin. And with that, commanders and historians, we end our journey through the Ratman clans lore today. I hope you enjoyed the Ratman clans. Did the story of the Ratman clans inspire you? What aspects of their journey resonated most with your own experiences and interests? Were there aspects of the Ratman clans that you found disappointing? Please let me know by sharing your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to catch the latest videos on the lore of our favorite universe's most fascinating factions. If there's another faction or story you'd like me to explore, let me know. Your suggestions drive our journey through the star-strewn narratives. Join us next time as we explore another intriguing aspect of our favorite universe's lore. Until then, remember that the universe never runs out of stories. There's always one page more.